How's it going, folks? Mark from Like Minded Lunatics. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to our Monday music matchup playlist. Playlist is real simple. We take two songs or two music videos, put them head to head, and see which one comes out on top. And I love comparing covers. I know a lot of folks don't like covers, but boy, I sure do like to see how different artists interpret different songs and things like that. So today I've got a fun one. We're going to take a look at Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. Originally came out in 1993 off of the Super Unknown album. I got this shirt the exact same time I bought that CD. This shirt's as old as that album is, and we're going to compare it to a cover, and I think I'm pronouncing it right. If I'm not, I apologize. By Nouela. This version was originally published, I think, in 2014. She pushed this out. I got familiar with it because my wife and I are watching Willow on Disney Plus, and it appears in there, and I was stunned by how haunting it sounded. So I thought it would be really cool to put these things head to head and just see what we think. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say from the outset, nothing is going to top Chris Cornell. Ever. What a loss that was. What a shame that was that we lost him when we did. But I don't think that anything will ever top him. But I do think that this is a really, really cool version. And so I'm excited to put them head to head to see what we think. So let's take a listen first to the original off of Super Unknown from 1993, Soundgarden, Black Hole Sun.
In my eyes, indisposed, in disguises no one knows. As the face lies the snake in the sun. In my disgrace, boiling heat, summer stench, neath the black the sky looks dead. Call my name through Black hole sun, won't you come? Wash away the rain. Black hole sun, won't you come? Won't you come? Won't you come?
What an absolutely iconic song. And I did a deep dive several years ago, actually, around the first, some of the first videos I did for a reaction. You can go and check that out here. The video itself is fascinating. If you haven't seen it in a while, you should go and watch it. Chris Cornell has said in interviews that at the time they were filming this, they'd already filmed several music videos and the band hated doing it. He said that they jumped around on stage and had to mime singing and mime playing. They absolutely hated it. And so they found a director to do Black Hole Sun, and essentially Cornell told him the night before they were going to film that we're not going to do anything. We'll stand there and we'll act like we're playing, but we're not jumping around like assholes. We're not doing anything like that. We just want you to interpret this song however you see fit. And boy, it turned out to be a fascinating video. I'm convinced the video is a Lovecraftian tale. I'm convinced of that. And if you want to see my interpretation, like I said, go check that out over here. All right, so now let's take a look at Nouela's version. Again, this appears in Willow, the series on Disney Plus, which, by the way, has but several really cool covers. There was a cool Enter Sandman cover. I've really enjoyed the series. But here we go. Nouela, Black Hole Sun, I think from 2014.
In my eyes, indisposed, in disguises no one knows, hides the face, lies the snake, the sun in my disgrace, boiling heat, summer stench, neath the black the sky looks dead. Call my name through the cream, and I'll hear you scream again. Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come? Won't you come?
Boy, what do you think about that? Haunting as hell, isn't it? Jesus. It reminds me, several months ago, I did a comparison, a matchup between Nirvana's Come As You Are and I think it was Malia J's cover. And one of the things that I said in that reaction, I stand by it. One of the things I said in that matchup and that reaction was that, you know, at the time that grunge came out, it was really a reaction to cock rock and stuff like that. And in my head, it was Generation X coming into full existential existence. That whole grunge movement, that whole concept of existence precedes essence, and all that stuff in existentialism. It was that big movement for my generation. And the songs then kind of represented that, and I think that Black Hole Sun does a great job of kind of capturing that ennui, just that I know things are wrong type feeling, but I don't know what to do about it, and I don't know if I can do anything about it. I think it does a great job of capturing that, and obviously Come As You Are does that as well. But the cover by Malia J, and this one as well, feels like to me a realization that that movement resulted in nothing but, I don't know, despair. And that genre, that movement in music resulted in the loss of a lot of really good artists. And I can't help but listen to these covers by these female singers who are singing these songs way slowed down. They feel like funeral laments, don't they? They seem like elegies in some way. They're gorgeous. And it's hard to listen to them without thinking about the artists that we lost. So when she's singing, you know, when she sings the lyrics to this, like when I hear Chris Cornell sing them, it feels like that existential, I'm fighting against this force that I can't win against. It's what it feels like. But when I hear her sing, Call My Name Through the Cream and I'll Hear You Scream Again, I can't help but thinking about Cornell, like his loss. It's just amazing to me how just rearranging the song and having someone else sing it changes the meaning, at least for me. I don't know if you feel the same way or not. Back to Soundgarden.
Stood a rain, cold and damp, still the warm wind, tired friend. Times are gone for honest men, and sometimes far too long for snakes.
I just got to say, I love that line. Times are gone for honest men. Man, oh man, this song has got some really, really cool lyrics to it. And again, go check out that other video I did where I deep dived it. But neath the sky, neath the black, the sky looks dead. Oh God, that's very Lovecraftian. That's very Robert Chambers, King in Yellow, like the black stars of Carcosa and that type of stuff. Man, such good lyrics in this tune, though, aren't they?
My shoes, walking sleep, in my youth I pray to keep heaven send hell away. No one sings like you anymore.
God damn, it's gonna make me tear up. Fuck.
Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come? Won't you come? Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come? Won't you come?
Damn, what a great solo by Thiel, and then the rhythm by Cornell. Such a, man, great section of that song. All right, back over to, and again, I apologize if I'm pronouncing her name incorrectly, Nouela.
Stuttering, cold and damp, steal the warm wind, tired friend. Times are gone for honest men, sometimes far too long for snakes. In my shoes, walking sleep, in my youth I pray to keep heaven send hell away. No one sings like you anymore.
How can you not hear that and think of Cornell gone? Fuck.
Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come? 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 Hey.
You know, the thing that occurs to me is that, like, the Soundgarden version, like I said, is really rooted in that grunge genre. So that in that existential angst, we're in the muck and we can't pull ourselves out and all that type of stuff. Nouela's feels like resignation and grief, doesn't it? Like all of that stuff that the grunge people tried to do, all the stuff that the grunge singers sang about, came to pass. Society's broke. Everything means nothing. And all of our artists are gone. That's what it feels like to me. It feels crushing. It feels just crushing in its grief.
In my head, drown my fear, till you all just disappear. Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come? Won't you come? Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come? Won't you come?
You know, when I first heard this, and I think she's about to hit the high part. When I first heard this, I thought it was just her, like a single track, but now I think I'm hearing layered tracks where she's harmonizing with herself just like Cornell did. I always liked that, by the way, in the original recording with Cornell, where he's singing he's layering his harmony over himself, which I always thought was a really cool effect, where he's black hole sun, and in the back, black hole sun, he's doing it real high. I always liked that.
Won't you come? Won't you come?
Well, that was a cool effect on her harmony, wasn't it? Sounded like she was in a tin can, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that, boy, they put some intentional effect on that.
Won't you come? Won't you come?
Boy, that piano is gorgeous, isn't it? I think that's the last bar. Okay, let's let Soundgarden finish up, and then we'll talk about it.
Hang my head, drown my fear, till you all just disappear. Black hole sun, won't you come? Wash away the rain. Black hole sun, won't you come? Won't you come? Black hole sun, won't you come? Wash away the rain. Black hole sun, won't you come? Won't you come? Won't you come?
That layering right there is what I was talking about a moment ago, where he's harmonizing with himself, and he's going, the primary voice is low, and then the harmony is high. I've always loved that. I always like that, and then we kind of end with that feedback a little bit. Man, such a great tune. What a fun matchup. You know, I don't know where you're at. Like I said, nothing will obviously ever top Chris Cornell. So sometimes we'll take covers and we'll see how did the covering artists do? Did they top the original? And occasionally they will. You know, I have to say, anytime that Eddie Van Halen covered someone, it was always Eddie's song after that. But that, I don't think that applies here, because I do think that these artists are doing two really separate things. Obviously, Soundgarden was part of that grunge movement, even though they didn't call themselves grunge. They didn't call themselves that. They just saw themselves as either metal or rock. But they were foundational in that genre shift from cock rock, from Poison and Motley Crue, into what we would later call grunge. And so they were in the middle of something. They couldn't have described it. They couldn't see the forest for the trees. And we've got folks now like Nouela and Malia J now reinterpreting those songs with the knowledge of what happened to those grunge players. And I think it's impossible to reinterpret these songs, to cover these songs, without letting the knowledge of what happened to the grunge movement affect the cover. And I think you can really hear that in these. Well, let me know in the comments what you think. Again, if you get a chance, go check out that original deep dive I did into Black Hole Sun. It's an older one, so the video and the audio isn't as good as it is now, but I stand by it. I think that music video, which is bonkers, by the way, if you haven't seen it in a long time, it's bonkers. I think that music video is a Lovecraftian horror, is what I think that it is. So go check that out if you get a chance. Also, make sure you check out some of our other content. We've got a lot of content here on the channel. My writing partner does a segment we call Drink, Play, Swear, and Todd's Drink, Play, Swears are fantastic. You can go check those out over here. Also, we've got a television show on Austin Music TV where we do deep dives into music and interviews with musicians in the Austin area and things like that. If you don't live in the Austin area, you can always stream it. All the information on how to stream the television show, which airs at 10 p.m. every Friday CST. You can always stream it, or if you would like to support us on Patreon, all of our Patreon members get access to the entire Austin Music TV library and all future Austin Music TV episodes. Right now, there's roughly 50 episodes available for you, and if you become a Patreon member, you'll get all episodes after that as well. So hopefully you'll check some of that stuff out. Leave me some comments. Make sure you subscribe. Take care of yourselves, folks, and I'll see you soon.